Welcome to Unfiltered and Unstoppable with Romesburg. Real strategies for real advisors, a podcast that dives into what it takes to scale a thriving financial practice. Each week, we'll discuss actionable strategies, tools, and insights to keep you ahead in today's financial landscape. From innovative products and powerful marketing tactics, you'll get unfiltered truth and unstoppable strategies. Let's get started by building your unstoppable financial practice today.
All right. Welcome back to Unfiltered and Unstoppable. I'm your host, Rob Romesburg, and very excited to have another great topic to be able to cover with everyone today. In our last episode, we talked about how clients decide who to work with. And today we're going to be talking about something very different. Um, we're going to be talking about what keeps a client mentally committed to you um, after the paperwork is signed, after the excitement fades, and especially after the first uncomfortable moment shows up. Not if, not when, not only, but the first uncomfortable moment shows up. The- Loyalty is not a lifetime achievement award. It's a decision that specifically your clients quietly revisit. And what I mean by that is they week after week, conversation after conversation, headline after headline, these are things to where they are revisiting it on their own, in their homes, with their families, with their friends. And the thing is that most advisors don't lose a client because, quote, they did something wrong. You lose a client because the loyalty of that client was not proactively reinforced time and time and time again. And so today's episode, it's not about performance or returns or anything along those lines. It's really about how do you keep your clients anchored. And what we want to find out today is how to create the kind of loyalty where your clients are not at all in any way, shape, or form entertaining any sort of outside options. You want to make sure that they're not shopping you during volatility, and also so they're not kind of mentally looking around, gazing around, and wandering when that next seminar mailer shows up. Overall, your clients stay really truly because they feel settled, because they feel at home, because they feel comfortable, because they feel safe. So today we're going to be breaking down how real loyalty actually forms, the subtle behaviors that strengthen loyalty, and also the quiet patterns that actually over time will weaken if they're not reinforced. So how do we reinforce those? And let's make sure that those quiet patterns never enter in. And loyalty itself, it's not accidental, and it's definitely not permanent. It is built very deliberately, and something that, as a firm, as an advisor, that you've got to continually reinforce. So, what does it look like to become to go from a service provider to a relationship anchor? Uh, You're not. I'm just not here just to answer your phone calls. I'm not just here to be the in between the firms. I am your true relationship manager. I am your quarterback. How do we get there? So here's what I want you to hear clearly. Loyalty is not a result, meaning if I do a good job, my clients will stay. Yes, per usual, that's part of it. That definitely it's part of it. You got to do a good job. But just that's a mindset. Just that alone is incomplete. We want to fully form the mindset. We want to make sure that there's a full connection, a full understanding. Because once again, loyalty is not a reward for good service. It's the byproduct of true emotional positioning, truly being engaged in their lives, truly being a part of their lives. Your clients, they're not necessarily asking, "Do I have a good advisor?" That's not what they're asking necessarily. What they're asking, if another advisor somehow, some way creeps in, is this advisor that's over here, does it make sense to disrupt the relationship that I already have established? Is this a true relationship? Do they truly understand me? Do they understand my values? Do I want to disrupt all of that I have built to go over here? Does this advisor over here truly understand my values more than my current advisor? So loyalty really forms when the answer becomes, if I changed advisors today, my gosh, that would be so disruptive in my life. Not only that, but it's just unnecessary and risky. Like I just don't want any part of that. So the loyalty part of it, put quite simply, it forms when staying with my current advisor feels easier, safer, better than reconsidering. So that's what this whole episode is going to be about. How do we build into that? How do we grow that? How do we form that? And how do we make that a natural part of your firm? Because loyalty is built in the quiet moments. So it's not built necessarily during review meetings, important, through the recommendations, yes, important, or even big life events. Once again, that's important to be present in those times, but it's really built during the quiet stretches in life. That's so what those weeks where there's nothing dramatic happening, when there's no decision to be required, where uh, quite frankly, when your clients are just simply living their lives, that's when you build loyalty. That's when you reinforce that they made the best decision in their life. So here's a question that should truly reveal everything to you. So if nothing urgent is happening for the next 60 days, will your client still feel connected to you? So in the next 60 days, if there were no, oh my gosh, volatility or a brand new tariff or a whatever, a drop in the market, if the next 60 days was still and it were quiet and there was nothing concerning, would they still say, this is my advisor? This is the one, thankful I'm affiliated with them, thankful that I have this relationship. Because once again, your clients primarily aren't going to drift away during chaos. They're going to drift away and leave during silence. That's when you're going to be the most shocked. I don't get it. Nothing happened. I don't understand. So here's the problem with silence, is that silence creates an opportunity for mental distance, for there to be a distance between you and your clients emotionally and mentally. And at the same time, it's going to create an opportunity for emotional relevance to be reduced, meaning like, I don't know. Like, do I even feel that way about the advisor anymore? I'm not even sure. And then what happens is all of a sudden there's just this innocent, subtle openness to outside voices. And it might just start generically with the nightly news. And it's not necessarily because they're unhappy, but because their current relationship, the relationship with you and your firm, isn't being proactively reinforced. Because how it's reinforced is it's that loyalty is reinforced in between meetings, in between annual reviews. That's how you build it. So instead of waiting for reasons to reach out to your current clients, make sure that you're consistently communicating with them, uh, with brief perspective updates, also reminders with things that have been planned or opportunities that you've discovered, making sure that they always remember the big win that you guys had, the tax savings, the income, the increase in their income, the maximization of their social security, and making sure that you are acknowledging that time is passing, but no urgency there, right? So simple phrases like, "Hey, Jim and Betty, just staying connected here. Nothing needed is on your end. Just want to make sure that everything looks great as we planned." Once again, the loyalty really starts, excuse me, really grows when your clients feel included and not managed. And the loyalty part of it lives in memory, the feeling, not necessarily information. So I want to make sure that there's something that you don't underestimate. Your clients aren't staying because they remember the details of the plan. Like they don't remember that the plan is going from 1100 to 1200 necessarily. There might be some that are very detail oriented, but for the most part, they're not staying because of those details. They stay loyal because they love the feeling of the relationship. They love the warm and the fuzzies. They love the safety. They love how familiar they are with you and your firm and your staff and your office. So be sure to ask yourself this and be very brutally honest. What do you think that your clients remember after their interactions with you? What do you think they feel after their interactions with you? I'm not talking about what you explained, what you presented, what you showed, but more importantly, do they feel settled? Do they feel organized? Do they feel oriented? Do they feel supported without being overwhelmed? And when that loyalty, when that client can say something along the lines of, "Every time I talk to my advisor, I feel clearer than before." That's what I'm talking about right there. It's not about brilliance. Once again, it's not about the details. It's about being emotionally connected and consistently emotionally connected. So what you need to do is after meetings, making sure that you are reinforcing the emotional takeaway. So Jim and Betty, the goal here today, it was about all about simplicity. And I really feel like we stayed true to that. Bob and Sue, hey, great news. Nothing changed here today, and that's a wonderful thing. And hopefully that sets your mind at ease that everything's going just as planned. And you might just really make it clear and without patting yourself on the back and saying, "Man, this is so great. We did such a great job with your plan. Everything's still on track, just like we expected. Man, I'm glad that this is going as well as we thought it would." So, really having some joy in it, celebrating alongside them, letting them know that you are so overjoyed that everything is going as we hoped it would, as we planned it would. These are the emotional takeaways that they want to feel, that they want to see. They want to hear from you that you are emotionally involved, that you feel great about everything that's going on. Not selling them on it, letting them know that, you know what, I could not feel better about what's going on here today. Because your client that feels like you are consistently reducing their mental load, that's what they really want. They really want you to be able to take that stress off of them. Like, just help their mind feel better. Not like they're going to work when they're coming into your office and trying to understand what's going on. They want to have the dependency really truly that you've got everything taken care of. And when you are as excited as they are and you are as emotionally involved as they are, they're going to see that, they're going to feel that, and they're going to appreciate that. That's what you're looking for. And so loyalty checks are important. So if you just pause for a moment and you take a look at a question, and the question would be, this is not a client satisfaction survey. It's much more important than that, and it matters to your clients more than that. If there were another advisor that contacted a particular client tomorrow, would that client feel curious? Would they feel like, you know what, maybe we should have a just let's just have a conversation with them. There's no reason why we can't have a conversation with them. If they have that curiosity, that means that they don't have you don't have their full loyalty. It means that the loyalty is still forming. Not necessarily because you failed. I'm not saying this is a failure, but it's just simply because that commitment from them hasn't emotionally been locked in yet. And how you do that, really, how you strengthen loyalty is when you can absolutely remove decision fatigue. Your client's not leaving because they want more options. That's not why a client would leave. But They won't- they might leave because you know what? They're just tired of thinking about it. They're tired of wondering about it. They're tired of, did we do the right thing? Like, they don't want to think about that anymore. What they want to do is they want to have the feeling of fewer decisions. They want to have, quite frankly, fewer explanations. I don't want you to have to repeat every time we get back together exactly what we did here. It means I don't understand it. Or even worse, it means you're not confident in what you did for me. They want to see and feel fewer mental pivots. So when when you're done with a meeting, when a client has left your office, ask yourself, did I just simplify their life, or did I keep expanding and giving them more choices and more decisions? Are you closing loops, closing concerns, or are you opening up new ones? And the thing is you want to make sure that you are reinforcing decisions that have already been made and not revisiting them and making them concerned all over again. Reinforcing is one thing, but revisiting is another. So, and overwhelming, what I mean is like, instead of going, hey, we could do A, B, C, D. Instead of that, do something more along the lines of, you know what, based on what we've already decided here today, it's in my professional opinion, here's the cleanest path forward, and this is really what's going to set your mind at ease. When you can show them that you are the one that's in charge and you are the one that has made that professional decision for them to help them make that a much easier transition for them, they love that because they feel like they're done deciding, right? Like you've helped make the decision for them. And you don't want to you want to close any sort of invisible loyalty leaks. What do I mean by that? So there are three, what I consider to be three primary loyalty leaks that you might not ever notice. Once again, as I said earlier, reopening settled decisions. Don't bring it back up. Don't open up that wound all over again. We've already decided that this is the best path forward. Reinforce it. But when you continue to reopen that settled decision, I've seen it 1,000 times. You're going to create doubt. Don't do that. Do not overeducate specifically clients that are stable, that feel great, that that have already made a decision. You don't want to provide them with information overload, because when you do that, all that does is weaken confidence. And not only that, but don't have an inconsistent tone during uncertainty. Extreme market volatility, folks, I'm just not really sure. I'm not sure what to expect, and I don't really feel good about what's going to happen moving forward. Don't do that. Your clients want to have an emotional steadiness, specifically from their advisor. They want to feel like no matter what, you're in control, you're confident, you know what's going on with the plan, and no matter what happens in the outside world, we've got it taken care of. No matter what happens in the politics of it, the finances of it, it doesn't matter. We have a plan in place. So make sure that certainty with you and your firm and your plan is a non-negotiable item, meaning they don't have to think about it. They don't have to question it. They don't have to wonder it. And that loyalty overall is proven when nothing needs to change. So a little bit of kind of, I guess, counterintuitive truth. So loyalty isn't built when you take action. What, what do I mean? It's built when you don't take action and the clients trust that restraint. And what I'm talking about is with the reviews. Like every time they come in with a review, we're changing this, we're changing this, we're changing that. That doesn't instill confidence, right? When you are creating very strong foundation and loyalty moments, those moments sound like, folks, great news. We're staying the course because things are working out so well. Oh man, wouldn't you believe it? Everything is going just as anticipated. Folks, you know what? The great news is today, nothing needs adjustment right now. Things are going just how we expected them to, and we are so thankful for that. And what that calm confidence, what that tells them is, man, this might be the most stable relationship that I have in my life right now. If you can have that picture in your mind, because quite frankly, I mean, so many of our relationships are unstable. If you can focus on being the most stable relationship that they have, that's what they want. Because it- they are going to appreciate your restraint as much as your action. Because that's what they want. They want a commonality. They want to feel like, you know what? I love this. I feel how good this feels. I can't see this relationship changing. How do we make sure that they stay committed? Your your clients aren't necessarily consciously thinking this, possibly, but they might be feeling it. Meaning, do I feel settled in this relationship? Do I feel mentally lighter because of this relationship? Do I feel like that my current advisor is protecting me from overreaction? That's a big deal. That's an advisor's responsibility, is to protect an individual from themselves. And do I feel like my current firm is helping me to hold the line, helping me to be disciplined, helping me to be responsible? If the answer is yes to all of those, then man, do you have a loyal client? Do you have a deep a deeply loyal client? And are they? Here's what you should do: is take 10 of your clients, get together with your firm and ask those 4 questions to the firm. Does Jim and Betty, in your opinion, do you think they feel settled? If not, how do we help them to become settled? Do you think they feel mentally lighter because of our relationship? If not, how do we help them become mentally lighter? Do you think that they feel protected from overreaction? Do you think that they feel like we hold the line and we are helping them to be disciplined? If not, how do we do that? Have real, honest conversations with your firm, with your staff, and help them to think in these types of mental situations, because this is all feelings. And unfortunately, you can't necessarily control the way someone feels, but you could definitely impact it by being more emotionally involved. So if today you were listening to this and you started to reflect on yourself, your firm, your clients, and how clients might experience your communication, how to reinforce your current relationships, and are we within my firm? Are we intentionally building loyalty? Are we? If you are looking to have something, have this be more as a part of your regular operations, we have built something to help you make sure that this is a part of your everyday operations. Head out to our website, which is simply evolvewithgradient.com/ace team. Once again, evolvewithgradient.com/ace team. And that's where you're going to request that this process. It's simply called the advisor loyalty and client experience process. The whole reason why we created this, it's quite simply, it's designed to help you to make sure that you are reducing decision fatigue from your clients or when they come in for your annual reviews. How to create emotional consistency across all pillars of your firm, across all touch points of interactions, to make sure that we are strengthening commitment beyond performance, and also how to build relationships that feel settled, not fragile, not always wondering, did we do the right thing? Or are they settled? Are they loyal? So this isn't about how to provide more pressure, how to have the best pitch. It's nothing like that. It's all about clarity, making sure that your current clients feel a great deal of clarity. And before we close here, I want to make sure that I say this directly. I always want to close with this because, quite frankly, you as an advisor and those within your firm, you do not hear this enough, and it's simply thank you. There's a great deal of emotional weight that you carry, and I want to thank you for carrying that for your clients. Thank you for being the steady presence within your communities that hardly anyone sees. Really, hardly anyone sees it. And I also want to thank you for having great perspective when others might panic, because you are the foundation. You are the safe harbor to your communities. And the thing is that you're not just managing money. Far from it. That's actually, in my opinion, the last thing that you do. I overall, what you are doing is you are reducing uncertainty. You are simplifying complexity. You are creating a continuity, and you are helping your clients to be able to have a retirement that they are so thankful for. And that this is that all of that's how you create loyalty. And that truly matters. It really does. This is can't believe it's already time to wrap up here, but it's unfiltered and unstoppable. I am Rob Romesburg. If today's episode resonated with you, be sure to like it, follow the show, share it with another advisor, share it with your firm. Uh, you want to make sure that they are being able to stay focused that they are staying intentional, and we all want to build loyalty the right way. So we'll see you next time on Unfiltered and Unstoppable. As always, thank you for what you do.
The opinions herein may be from personal experience and may not necessarily be those of the Gradient Financial Group, its employees, or affiliates. Any results, topics, or outcomes are for informational purposes only. Financial professional use only. Rob Romesburg does not render tax, legal, or accounting advice and is not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any government agency.